Ash, I guess disappointing note to end the season on. What was the feeling like from the sheds afterwards? It wasn't the way you wanted to end the season.
No, it was disappointing not to win the game, obviously, and we gave ourselves some great opportunities to win it. Really, conversion in the first half particularly let us down. So there were some missed opportunities definitely out of the game.
Is that disappointing given how much has been talked about seizing on opportunities over the past 2 months?
Yeah, look, it always is, and good sides take their opportunities, and we just weren't able to do that. Some of the shots on goal we had were really disappointing. So, yeah, we take that on board. One thing we did get was pretty consistent effort, and that's what we really went into the game wanting to do. Make sure that we put on a good show for our supporters and ourselves to build on next year. So we got a few things right, but it was disappointing not to execute a bit better.
Where does the focus turn to now?
Well, the focus now is for the players to have a well-earned rest. But, as a coaching group and a football club, we've certainly got a lot of work to do. Working on getting the players in for any repairs they need physically, and also, obviously, list management group work pretty hard with recruiting, on hopefully strengthening up our list.
And just with the David Swallow rumours, I think he was himself a little bit embarrassed that people were saying he's off to North Melbourne. What does the club know on his situation?
Yeah, well, Rocket spoke and said that, he wasn't aware of it. And again, those things are, obviously there's a lot of rumour and innuendo. We just deal in facts, and we know David's committed to the football club. He's working exceptionally hard with his pre-season, and we're looking forward to him playing for the Suns next year.
All right, and with Dion Prestia, obviously he's written a letter to the fans. Do you think that he went the right way about his departure, wanting to leave?
Yeah, I think so. Look, it's a player's prerogative, obviously. They choose where they want to work, and, he's made that decision, and we're really supportive. Obviously, it'd be nice to keep Dion, but he's chosen that path. So, again, from a football club, we'll make sure that we bring in, someone certainly to replace Dion, and the list managers and footy managers are working hard to do that.
As a coach, you've probably sat down already and sort of reviewed the game and the year as a whole. What are some of the biggest positives you take out of 2016 and the difficult year? Yeah,
well, there were some huge positives, and the emergence of some young players. You look at Braden Fiorini, the way he finished off, another player that came in. Sensational to be able to expose and give those sort of players an opportunity, and that'll give them a real taste moving forward. So, again, whilst the win-loss wasn't great, again, from a leadership point of view, from a cultural point of view, and also from a game style point of view, the club made some great strides.
Boys will take a well-earned rest now, as you said, but what are the expectations on them during the off-season?
The expectations to stay really fit and make sure they look after themselves. As a footy club, you can't put any expectations on them in regard to following a program, but individually they know where they've got to get better, and this off period can really set yourself up for a pre-season. Gone are the days where you can just go and let yourself go totally. And they're a professional group and they're a really self-driven group. So our expectation is they present really strong, for pre-season.
The cultures and standards that have been pushed over the last 18 months or so will really help in that regard, do you think?
Absolutely, and the growth in leadership has been sensational. And they're a really tight group, so they support each other as friends, but also as teammates and professional teammates, and that's that sort of culture that the club's been working really hard to develop.
Just with their Mad Monday celebrations, do they have to be warned to kind of behave, or are you confident you've got an experienced pack that they are quite good on days like today?
Yeah, well, when it comes to those things, and again, it's a player-driven thing. The club doesn't have any involvement in the Mad Monday, but it's something that the leadership group want to do and get together, which is really important too. And we've got full confidence that the group is really mature, they can have fun, but obviously respect their positions as professional players that represent our club.
Just with David Swallow, is there still time to keep him? Is there still time to convince him to stay?
With David Swallow? Oh, yeah, well, he's not going anywhere as far as we're concerned. David Swallow is contracted to the Suns and wants to play for the Suns.
Dion Prestia, you mentioned it would have been nice to keep him. How difficult is it when you do lose such an experienced midfielder? I know he's been out with injuries, but that 2017 season when you lose a guy like Dion who has been with the club.
Yeah, he's experienced and everyone respects Dion and likes Dion, but as I said, he's made that decision. And as a football club, you move on really quickly, and this is the landscape of the AFL system. But what it does do, it just gives someone else a great opportunity to step up and play midfield. And also as a footy club, we're going to be active in trying to attract some new players to the club. So disappointing, but also exciting for the club moving forward.
Do you think Tommy Lynch will be partying extra hard after he's been named in the top 40?
Yeah, Tom, he's pretty level-headed, Tom, and he's a real pro, and I don't think he'll be partying any harder, but he'll enjoy his off-season, and a lot of the players deserve to do that. But again, Tom's really measured, he's one of our leaders, he'll enjoy himself, and it's a good recognition to the efforts that he's put in, not only this year, but also building his body and improving as a leader and a player.
Was it a no-brainer to see him in that All-Australian team?
Well, you never know, because obviously they've got a selection committee that pick it. So certainly internally we felt that Tom deserved to get recognised in the squad through his efforts that he's put in, week out.
Any other players that you would have liked to see in there?
Oh, we'd love to have 22 in there, really. But, Tom certainly stood out from a Gold Coast Suns point of view. Again, but it's out of our hands. There's a selection group that make these decisions.